This past week, President Trump made headlines for loosening restrictions on medical marijuana. But days before that, he also ordered restrictions lifted on psychedelic drugs, including so-called magic mushrooms or psilocybin mushrooms. The president directed a faster FDA review for two magic mushroom drugs, which may be effective in treating severe depression and other mental illnesses like PTSD. Meanwhile, the Minnesota Legislature separately has been considering two measures to loosen restrictions on psilocybin mushrooms by creating a pilot program to study the mushrooms' healing properties and to remove criminal penalties for anyone caught with them. My next guest is Dr. Jessica Nielson, who you saw there testifying before the legislature. She is an adjunct professor at the University of Minnesota and the chair of the state's Psychedelic Medicine Task Force. I think a lot of people, including myself, did not know that the state has a Psychedelic Medicine Task Force. What is the purpose of this task force?
Yeah, that's a great question.
It was appointed by Governor Walz.
Yeah, so in 2023, the legislature approved a bill to create the Psychedelic Medicine Task Force, which was designed to try to review all the legal, policy, and regulatory and scientific aspects that go into figuring out how to expand access to things like psilocybin mushrooms, because other states like Oregon and Colorado had legalized programs there. So they wanted to see, based on experts from the community that are familiar with mental health, addiction, as well as public policy, and folks from state agencies, to convene over a 14-month period to really come up with a roadmap for how to implement this in Minnesota.
And what the president's order said, and it's what you've been testifying to, is that there's a consensus that it's possible that these magic mushrooms unlock a part of the subconscious, and when that is unlocked, therapies can be made available that can treat those things that are normally so buried. Did I say it kind of right? Get it kind of right? I mean, is that sort of what it does?
Yeah, I mean, so experientially, the experiences are very intense. They bring up a lot of material that otherwise wouldn't necessarily be accessible to our conscious waking mind. Similar to, like, you don't necessarily always remember your dreams, but it's your brain trying to process information. And so what psychedelics, especially psilocybin mushrooms, are really good at doing is making the brain's ability to change a lot more effective. So that when people do this in combination with other therapies for mental health conditions, it makes it a lot more long-lasting, so that people can actually get relief without having to be reliant on other medications that don't actually get
at the core. And in trials, it's worked on patients where nothing else has worked.
Correct, yeah.
The fact that the president has put this forward and is fast-tracking these studies has had an impact at the state legislature. You told me that you've gotten some feedback since the president made this announcement last week from the two Republican chairs of the Veterans Committee who want this to go forward because one of the things it's supposed to treat is PTSD. What's the status of the bills at the legislature?
Yeah, so we have a couple bills that have been introduced. One is a therapeutic access program, and the other is to remove criminal penalties for psilocybin mushrooms. These are both recommendations from the task force. So the therapeutic access bill has had a hearing in the House Health Committee and the House Veterans Committee. And then in the Senate side, there's been a hearing for the decriminalization bill, the removing criminal penalties, in the Judiciary Committee. Okay. And so the chair of the Veterans Committee, who is a Republican, Representative Matt Bliss, is really interested in moving this forward. And so it's unclear whether there'll be a push for a standalone bill or adding it to either a health or a commerce omnibus bill.
So and this is you have bipartisan support. There's also bipartisan opposition, but you have bipartisan support. Has the president coming out with this helped?
I think so, yeah, because I think the conversations were a little bit stagnated as, you know, the legislature has been trying to move bills through and not much is getting passed this session. And I think this one is really kind of reinvigorating the discussion, especially on the Republican side, around providing access to this, especially with this promise from the federal government to match state programs at a tune of like $50 million for state programs trying to do this. So I think that's made people a lot more interested in making this possible.
And there are three other states, Oregon, Colorado, and New Mexico, who have already loosened up restrictions considerably, including legalizing it, and I think in the case of Colorado. Yeah. So that's really, this is going on in other states. So thank you so much. We really appreciate it. It's a fascinating thing to think about unlocking the subconscious to treat depression, which is obviously something that harms so many people. Thank you very much for coming in.
Yeah, happy to be here. And if folks want this to pass, you know, contact your legislators, because, you know, we really want them to be our champions out there on the floor. So hopefully we can get this approved this session.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you.